Welcome back to WDRC in Santo Domingo, and today I'm going to talk about YouTubers showing you these $200 and $300 apartments. Yes, there are $300 apartments in Santo Domingo, but I wouldn't suggest you live there. Also, these YouTubers are not really showing you what you really need to have a comfortable life in these $200, $300 apartments. Maybe because a lot of them are Dominicans and, they're just used to certain things. Or if you're a foreigner, maybe you're moving in with a Dominican who thinks maybe you don't really need those things also. But these are items that I think you really need in almost any apartment, but especially if you're going to live in one of these $200, $300 apartments. First off is a inverter. Basically, that's your backup power. Because if you're living in one of these $200, $300 apartments, more than likely the power is going to go out in that area. Maybe once or twice a week, maybe even more. So you're going to need this backup apartment. Now, before I continue, I know people are going to go, oh, my power never goes out. I don't have a problem. Well, that's great for you. But if you're living in the Dominican Republic, follow what Dominicans do. And nearly every Dominican I know has this in their apartment. Now, if you're living in a tower, one of these tall buildings, they usually have a generator. Sure, you're not going to need a inverter, but you still need a UPS. I'll get into that later. But an inverter is basically, as I said, your backup power. It usually starts at a 1.5 kilowatt, and it's usually packaged with 2 batteries. Now, that's enough power to run your lights, ceiling fan, computer, small electronics for around 6 or 7 hours. Hopefully, that's all you need. You only need less than that. But you have to be careful because a lot of companies, you'll see a great price, but these batteries are refurbished and they're sold as new. Then you're only going to get maybe 3-4 hours out of it. So once again, just don't go on price alone, especially not in this country. Next thing I want to talk about is a tinaco. Do you know what a tinaco is? You've probably seen this if you've been to the DR. These are the black containers you see on top of buildings. These are water reservoirs. Once again, this is your backup power. This is basically, water. This is basically your water for your apartment. The small buildings where you have 4, 6, 8 units, they usually have your individual tinacos there. And the way it works, water is pumped up to those, and that's your water usage. So most buildings already have these, but if you're looking for an apartment, check, because the previous tenant may have taken that tinaco with them if they purchased it, and they more likely they did. Which brings up the next item. A bomba, a water pump, has water pumped up to the tinaco by this item. This item, most apartment buildings only going to have one, so they should have a bomba there, but you need to make sure, because there are some apartments where no, they don't have one, and people usually have to go out to the street with their own individual pumps to pump the water up to the tinaco. But guess what? If the electricity is out, there's no pump. So the pump's not working, it's not pumping water. So you better hope that you have water in that tinaco. If not, you're gonna need one of these. Yep, these blue barrels. Now, once again, people may say, hey, I don't have to worry about that. I'll get water all the time. But I've been to a lot of Dominican homes and apartments, and they have these blue barrels. Basically, if you don't have a tinaco, this is your extra water. This is your backup water. You'll find these in bathrooms, on terraces, or outside. And people use it, to shower, cook with. Well, not really cook with. You cook with the water from the Kamado. But to flush your toilet and to bathe with, this is your backup water. Next item I want to talk about is going back to water. Hot water. Do you need hot water? No, this is a hot country. Hey, why do I need a hot shower? Well, when you first get here, it takes a while to get adjusted to this climate. And cold showers, I still can't take a cold shower. Timid, yeah, but cold, no. So how do you get your water, hot water? You use these, water heater, same type of water heater we have back in America. Only these are small, low flow water heaters. And you're usually gonna find these in the closet or somewhere inside the apartment. They already have the hookup. So you buy it, get a plumber to connect it, and you're good. But you have to remember that these are running all the time. So you have to turn this off, because if not, you'll get a rude awakening on your electricity bill. I did that. I turned the water heater on to get hot water, left the apartment, forgot about it, did that for a week. Then I got that first electric bill. It's an eye opener. Now, another way to go is to get what they call the under-counter water heaters. These run on electricity. These are small, so you can buy one for the bathroom or you buy one for the kitchen. The apartment I'm in now actually only has one. It's underneath the kitchen counter, but the kitchen shares the same plumbing as the bathroom. So this one unit provides hot water for the kitchen and the bathroom. The guest bathroom, no, it just has regular water. Now, if you have a big unit, multiple bathrooms, one kitchen, but multiple bathrooms, you can get an entire house unit to provide gas. Now, these are great because they run on propane. And that's a little tip. When you say gas in the Dominican Republic, it's going to automatically mean propane. Propane is gas. If you want natural gas, you have to say natural gas. But that's a specialty item. Nearly everything you're going to buy here is going to be run on propane. So when you say gas, no, they mean propane. Now, these are great because you don't need electricity. Most of them are run on a D battery. And remember when I said battery, if you look for a small battery, that's this pilar, not battery. And so you don't need an electrician to install this, but you will need someone to install it because it's propane. It needs to be installed outside on the wall or inside in the closet or whatever, but you're going to need to vent it outside, of course, for safety issues. Also, speaking of gas, cooking. These $200-300 apartments are not going to come with anything, not appliances. So you're going to have to buy your stove. Stoves are going to be run on gas. It's not like in the States where, you just call the gas company and turn it on. No. Most places are going to have a tube, a supply line, but you're going to have to buy your own gas, meaning you're going to have to buy one of these. These are gas tanks. They come in big sizes, small sizes. So for most apartments, you're going to get your small tank. I don't know what the volume is, and you can get different sizes depending on what your needs are. So you'll more than likely put that underneath the kitchen tank or next to the stove, and they'll run a line to the stove to supply the tank. So once again, you're going to have to buy a tank. You're going to have to go out and get it filled up, bring it back, and you're going to have somebody to install it for you. If you're not comfortable with installing gas, I know I'm not. So that's something to think about when you're looking for these $200-300 apartments. Also, one of the last things, AC. No, you don't need AC to live in the Dominican Republic. But once again, if you're coming here, you're new, it gets very hot. It's very humid. This is a tropical environment. So I would suggest you get an AC. Now, what's great is, back in the States, we have central AC. So you're cooling your whole house, your whole apartment in every room, even though you're not in that room. What nearly everyone has here is a split AC. They're becoming popular in the States also now. But split AC are great because it's almost like a window unit. You put it on the wall for that room and it's going to cool that room. Now, going back to this $200-300 apartment, they're not wired for 220. These split AC units run on 220, not 110. So you're going to have to buy your unit, pay for installation, and now you're going to have to get an electrician to come in and run a 220 line from your service panel to your AC system. So if you got two units, that's double the cost also. Not only that, you're going to have to go to the electric company and tell them, hey, I need a 220 line. So now the electricity company has to come out and run a line from your house to the pole outside. And that's another cost. That's another hurdle you have to go through. Now, to do all these things, no, they're not going to cost a tremendous amount of money. But when you first move in here, as I said, you don't want to smooth out some of the bumps. You don't want to have to go through all these hurdles. So pay a little bit more and find your apartment where you don't need all these things. The inversor, nah, unless you live in a tower, you're going to need to buy that inversor. So definitely get that. But all these other things you can overcome by getting your apartment in a better area and with more conveniences. Because that's another thing, location, location, location. These $200, $300 apartments, yeah, you're gonna be in your typical neighborhood, Dominican neighborhood. So unless you really know Spanish, your Spanish is fluent, it's gonna be difficult trying to get around, trying to find, okay, where's the pharmacy, where's the supermarket, you know, how to get things ordered. Also, you're gonna need more help in those areas. So in the better areas, you're gonna find more people used to foreigners, so you'll find more English-speaking people. Getting to items, getting to stores, you can either walk to them or they're gonna be a short cab ride away. So I would suggest don't look into these $200, $300 apartment. Now everybody's budget is different, but take my advice, no, pay a little bit more and get you a decent apartment. One last tip, no matter what apartment you're in, get one of these. These are regulators. These regulators will help you because power goes in and out in the DR. When the power comes back, there's a surge. These are basically surge protectors for your appliances. So you plug these in the wall, then you'll plug your refrigerator, microwave into that, and that will protect it. Because I've experienced my microwave being disrupted, and I have friends who had stories of their appliances being damaged because of the surges. Now there's a agency here that will help you get your money back, but it's a long drawn out process. And once again, do you really want to go through all that just to get, I think I got like 60% of the money back. So get one of these no matter what apartment you're in. They don't cost that much, but that's the last tip for today. So hopefully you enjoyed this information. If you have any questions or you have a response, please comment below. I would definitely respond back to you. And remember to like and subscribe to WDRC in Santo Domingo. Thank you.